Hello everyone. So for today we're going to do the no sew way, but these are the sewn samples of these cute little pockets. They're nice and easy to do. If you have book page, you can use book page, you can use whatever you have to make these. I found them in my box and I realized I don't have any templates of it, so they're kind of like library pockets, but honestly, I think they're a little bit easier. Now, you could choose to not glue this together, but I'm personally choosing to have this glued together. I just think it's going to look better in my mind. You can sew them when you're done. I just, again, right now I'm making the choice to just have it look the way I want it to. So now we can choose to do it this way or do it that way, or we could have it go this way. So I mean, there are many different options. That way or this way. I kind of like this way, but I don't like this showing. So I think I'm gonna go this way. Oh, it's still showing. Okay. What about this way? Yeah, I kind of like this way too. So it's a very simple modification, and so if you have art glitter glue and you want your container for art glitter glue to last longer and all that, I do recommend buying two, or when you buy the one cap metal piece, you buy a second one. So this one's all goobered up, and so I have to soak this one in water. That happens. You sometimes don't have a choice, and it's okay to me that these are backwards and all that jazz. We might not have, or might change that. I'm now realizing I want this to be skinnier, so I am going to fix this in my mind. So we've got one done, and if you want it punched, you can. Fix this little punch here. There. And then we're going to punch this spot. There's just two punches. I'm not making them even. I probably should have thought about that before I did it. It's okay if you don't make it perfection every single time. So there we go. And I'm just going to rub this against here just because I don't like all this white. But there we go. We got one made. Now, if you're going to sew it, I do recommend when you go to sew it, sew this piece first and then sew it around. That would have been way easier for this process. Just saying. Ideas. All right. So this one, I'm going to grab my ruler here. I'm just going to rip that spot off. And same with this side. It might be too skinny now. We'll see. It does look crooked though. Like very crooked in that one spot, and I don't like that. So I'm going to fix it. Sometimes that's what you gotta do when you're making these types of pieces. All right. So now we can make it tall and skinny. We can make it in between. That is your own choice. Again, I do it my own way, just like a lot of you do, and that's okay. We're going to go through on trying to work this out more than one time, just because it's been a while since I made anything like this. I'll full on admit it. I haven't done this in such a long time. But I am thinking, yeah, I'm going to glue this cute little piece down. Yeah, that just gives it a cute little look, and it's still a recipe at the top. Now, this one I'm not going to clip anything on it. I might, though, I might clip a little bit on it. I'm gonna round these corners, actually. That's what I'm gonna do. So this could become like a floating pocket too, if you really wanted it to. It all depends on how you want to make it. Again, I'm just gonna put these in a pile and just keep on going. Now, I really like Shabby Dabby Doo Does thinking with the tinies, but it's too much for me on cutting them out. So I personally am not a big fan of the tiny pieces. So this is my way of handling it. Again, everybody has their own way of dealing with stuff like this, but this is mine. I just fold it in half. And some of these are digitals that I don't know if I'm ever going to use them or anything else like that. And I'd prefer to try at least using what I have. So if you ever end up having digitals that you don't end up using and stuff like that, it's easier to just go ahead and use pieces that you have. I really like these two women, but I don't really like how they end up in this. But I do like this one. So I don't know what this is going to end up being, so I'm trying to distress accordingly, just because, again, it may end up that I want it distressed compared to not distressed. And I'm assuming so. But again, I chose to do this because I made an overabundance of this ephemera and stuff when I did my journaling before with some of my kits. I just like went ahead and did a bunch, it seemed like. So this one I just cut in half. I used my one just to make sure that it was done that way. All right. Now, because I cut this one in half, I'm going to glue it back together, but I'm making them the opposite direction. So, we're going to cut this down a bit here and a bit here. And then we're going to do the same on this side. We're just going to follow along with the line. This is going to make it thicker or wider, I should say. Just a wider pocket, which is fine. Again, you can do it whatever way you'd like, and then again you just sew it around, or you can, if you don't have a sewing machine or anything else like that, you just do what I'm doing. You glue it. You may decide you want corner punched. That's okay. Again, I like showing you guys multiple ways. I don't like showing you the same thing over and over again. Not too much anyways. I try not to. Okay. Again, I'm just cutting my edging off here. We'll stick some glue on this one. You still may hear some coughs in the background. The kids are still getting over these colds they have. They're getting there, they're just not there yet. The lingering coughing after having a cold. Kids get it. It isn't necessarily a parent's favorite thing to deal with, but again, we as parents have these issues when you have kids. We did keep on having multiple sick days, so it's time for us to get back to life, I think. Again, we've had enough limited time. And again, the kids are troopers, that's for sure. So we could do it that way, or we could do it this way. Ooh, I like that. I don't know why, but I really like that look. So I'm going to corner punch the spot. And this one's kind of like floating pocket-ish just because of the backing. Does have a little writing space. Ain't that gorgeous? Oh, I love how yeah. And that was antique, or this collection was Antique Paperie. I don't know what the situation is with her shop, so my apologies if you're like, oh, well, I tried to, and there wasn't a shop there. My apologies again. It just so happens that it's one of them situations. You wish you could know what her newest shop name is, but she changes her shop names as soon as I find the old the shop. So it's kind of like, yeah, I can't really tell you what to. If you're interested in her work, where she's at now, the last time I knew it was Lemon Studio, but again, I think she changed it again, so can't really tell you. I am going to do this just because this is a thicker paper. It's like a cardstock. So I am going to just add some art glitter glue all the way around. I think art glitter glue will definitely be better than glue stick for this one. Just saying, it is cracking too, which could be a bad thing or a good thing. But again, it's very thick paper. You could honestly, instead of gluing it together, keep it open, but I'm choosing not to. That is my prerogative with this, because I'm the one making these at the current moment. But again, I like the idea of corner punching. I think it gives it just an added little bit of charm to your piece. You don't have to, but again, it just gives it a little charm. You could easily, I have this little trim here. And I've seen this trim multiple times, and it's like, ooh, this trim would look good on these. I'm having issues of glue being stuck today. the more I try not to have these issues, it's like the more I'm getting it. But again, I just want to show you how I'd go about making these a certain way. I mean, this is fairly neutral, so I like the idea of keeping it neutral. There we go. So we got that going. We cut off this piece, but I was thinking, no, that won't work. But yeah, again, you can easily decorate it and leave it plain and add something more later on. I'm probably not going to decorate some of these. I may decorate some of them, I may not. In my next video, I haven't really made up my mind. But I just, again, wanted to show you how I go about sometimes handling these types of stuff. Or not stuff, of pockets, and how to make some simple pockets. You don't have to necessarily have the most beautiful, you know, complicated pocket in the world. You can play with your pockets. You don't need to be particular. And I've already lost my needle. Like... That's the kind of luck I'm having today with needles today. I earlier had to clean up my art glitter glue and because I realized I hadn't used I forgot to close my art glitter glue yesterday after using it for the last video. It happens. But yeah, there we go. We've got some cute pockets, and again, they're just simple pockets. And you can use any size paper you really want. If you want to use book page, you can. Like my original ones here are both from book page. So, I mean, again, these are sewn though, where these are no sew. But I wanted to show you how to do it. If you want to sew it, I do recommend, again, sewing this part, then sewing around. If I had known to do that when I first started, I think I would have done it. But, again, that's something you learn. You don't always necessarily know that you're supposed to be doing something until you learn how to do it. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day or night. Bye!